Laws of sexual morality. Now the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, I am the Lord your God, according to the way of life in the land of Egypt, where you dwelt, you shall not do, and according to the way of life in the land of Canaan, where I bring you, you shall not do, nor shall you walk in their ordinances. You shall do my judgments and keep my ordinance to walk in them. I am the Lord your God. You shall therefore keep all my ordinances and my judgments, and do these, which if a man does, he shall live by them. I am the Lord your God. None of you shall approach anyone who is near of kin to him to uncover his nakedness. I am the Lord. The nakedness of your father or mother you shall not uncover. She is your mother. You shall not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of your father's wife, you shall not uncover it. It is your father's nakedness. Nakedness of your sister, the daughter of your father, or the daughter of your mother, whether born at home or elsewhere, her nakedness you shall not uncover. The nakedness of your son's daughter, or your daughter's daughter, their nakedness you shall not uncover, for theirs is your own nakedness. The nakedness of your father's wife's daughter, begotten by your father, she is your sister. You shall not uncover her nakedness. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your father's sister. She is near of kin to your father. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your mother's sister, for she is near of kin to your mother. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your father's brother and approach his wife. She is your aunt. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your daughter-in-law. She is your son's wife. You shall not uncover her nakedness. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your brother's wife. It is your brother's nakedness. You shall not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, nor shall you, one more time, you shall not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, nor shall you take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover their nakedness. They are near of kin to her. It is impious. Nor shall you take a woman as a rival to her sister to uncover her nakedness while the other is alive. I think that's where. One more time from the top. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your daughter-in-law. She is your son's wife. You shall not uncover her nakedness. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your brother's wife. It is your brother's nakedness. You shall not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, nor shall you take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover their nakedness. They are near of kin to her. It is impious. Nor shall you take a woman as a rival to her sister to uncover her nakedness while the other is alive. Also, you shall not approach a woman to uncover her nakedness as long as she is in her menstrual period of uncleanliness. Moreover, you shall not lie carnally with your neighbor's wife to defile yourself with her. Furthermore, you shall not give your offspring to worship a ruler, nor shall you defile my holy name. I am the Lord. You shall not lie with a male as with a woman. It is an abomination. Nor shall you mate with any animal or defile yourself with it. Nor shall any woman stand before an animal to mate with it. It is perversion. Do not defile yourselves with any of these things, for by all these ways of life the nations are defiled, which I am casting out before your face. For the land is defiled, and on its account I am repaying them for their wrongdoing. Thus the land became vexed with those dwelling upon it. You shall therefore keep all my ordinances and my judgments, and you shall not do any of these abominations, either any of your own nation or any resident alien who dwells among you. For the men of the land before you did all these abominations, and thus the land was defiled, that the land not be vexed with you in your defilement of it, as it was vexed with the nations before you. For whoever does any of these abominations, these souls shall be utterly destroyed from among their people. Therefore, you shall keep my ordinances, so as not to do any of these abominable customs which were committed before you, and not to defile yourselves by them. For I am the Lord your God. Laws of morality and justice. Now the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, speak to all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say to them, you shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. Every one of you shall keep reverence his father and mother, and keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. Do not follow idols, nor make for yourselves molten gods. I am the Lord your God. And if you offer a sacrifice of a peace offering to the Lord, you shall offer it in a manner acceptable for you. It shall be eaten the same day you offer it, and on the next day, and if any remains until the third day, it shall be burned in the fire. And if it is eaten at all on the third day, it is not fit to be offered. It shall not be accepted. Therefore, everyone who eats it shall bear his guilt, because he has defiled the holy things of the Lord. And the souls that eat it shall be utterly destroyed from among their people. When you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not wholly reap the corners of your field, nor shall you gather the gleanings of your harvest. Also, you shall not glean in your vineyard, nor shall you gather every grape of your vineyard. You shall leave them for the poor and resident alien. I am the Lord your God. You shall not steal, nor deal falsely, nor lie to one another. You shall not swear by my name unjustly, nor shall you defile the name of your God. I am the Lord your God. You shall not treat your neighbor unjustly, nor rob him. The wages of him who is hired shall not remain with you all night until morning. You shall not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but you shall fear your God. I am the Lord your God. You shall do no injustice in judgment. You shall not be partial to the poor, nor admire the person of the mighty in the righteousness. You shall judge your neighbor. You shall not go about deceitfully among your people, nor shall you take a stand against the life of your neighbor. I am the Lord your God. You shall not hate your brother in your mind. You shall surely rebuke your neighbor, and not bear guilt because of him. You shall not take vengeance, nor bear any grudge against the children of your people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. You shall keep my law. You shall not let your cattle mate with a different species. You shall not sow your field with mixed seeds, nor shall a garment of mixed linen and wool come upon you. Whoever lies carnally with a woman who is betrothed to a man as a concubine, and has not at all been redeemed nor given her freedom, for this shall be an inquiry, but they shall not be put to death, because she was not free. Then he shall bring his trespass offering to the Lord to the door of the tabernacle of testimony, a ram as a trespass offering. The priest shall make atonement for him with the ram of the trespass offering before the Lord for the sin he committed, and the sin he committed shall be remitted him. When you come into the land the Lord your God gives you, and have planted all kinds of trees for food, then you shall cleanse its impurity. 3 years its fruit shall be impure to you. It shall not be eaten, but in the 4th year all its fruit shall be holy. a praise to the Lord. Then in the 5th year you may eat its fruit, that it may yield to you its increase. I am the Lord your God. You shall not eat upon the mountains, nor divine for almonds, nor watch birds for almonds. You shall not shave around the sides of your head, nor shall you disfigure the edges of your beard. You shall not make any gashing on your bodies for the dead, nor tattoo any marks on you. I am the Lord your God. Do not defile your daughter, to cause her to commit fornication, lest the land fall into fornication, and the land become full of lawlessness. You shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my holy things. I am the Lord. You shall not follow ventriloquists, nor attach yourselves to enchanters, to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. You shall rise above the gray-headed, and honor the presence of an old man, and fear your God. I am the Lord your God. And if a resident alien dwells with you in your land, you shall not mistreat him. The resident alien who dwells among you shall be to you as one born among you, and you shall love him as yourself. For you were resident aliens in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. You shall do no injustice in judgment. In a measure of length, weight, or balances, you shall have honest scales, honest weights, and honest measures. I am the Lord your God, who brings you out of the land of Egypt. Therefore, you shall keep all my law and my ordinances and perform them. I am the Lord your God. Notes from the previous page. 18:1-3. Israel was commanded not to live according to the way of life of Egypt and Canaan, nor to walk in their ordinances. The way of the life of Egypt and Canaan was fallen, characterized by sinful passions, especially idolatry. The scriptures describe this way of life as the old man, Romans 6:6. And for the church, this way of life was crucified with Christ in baptism. Nor was Israel to walk in their ordinances, for many of these were unjust and ungodly. Examples of these are given in VV 19-30. For instance, the perversion of homosexuality, V22, and sodomy, V23. In our modern era, laws are being passed favoring homosexuality and abortion, but laws of this kind are an abomination to God. Version 30. 18:4. Israel was to walk in the ordinances of the Mosaic law. The church, on the other hand, is to walk in the law of Christ, a higher standard than the Mosaic law. Romans 8:1-4. Israel was to keep all the ordinances of the law of Moses. In doing so, they would attain to righteousness. But if they should offend in one point, they would be guilty of breaking the whole of it. James 2:10. There was no other way of attaining righteousness under this law than by fulfilling the whole of it. However, they failed to attain the righteousness required by the law. Romans 9:31. For such an attainment was an impossibility. Acts 15:10. Their failure required atonement for sins and reconciliation with God. Christ atoned for their sins and those of the entire world. Through his death and resurrection, he made possible for the attainment of righteousness by faith in him. Moses showed us the righteousness required by law, what kind it is. So what kind it is, and in what does it consist? The man who does these things shall live by him, Moses said. There was no other way of becoming righteous in the law except by fulfilling the whole of it. But this was not possible for anyone, and therefore this righteousness failed them. For that required the fulfillment of all things. For when you do all, then you shall live. Then, but the righteousness of the faith does not say this. But what does it say? If you confess with your mouth the Lord Jesus and believe in your heart God raised him from the dead, you shall be saved. For with the heart one believes unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. Romans 10:9-10. There is no long journey to go on, no seas to sail over, no mountains to pass to get saved. But if you be not minded to cross as much as the threshold, you may even while you sit at home be saved. For in your mouth and in your heart is a source of salvation. 18:6-18. As with most of Leviticus, there are two levels of interpretation to this passage. First, there is the immediate meaning for the people of Israel. Second, there is the type presented in the matter at hand to be fulfilled later. First, then, there were laws regarding unlawful sexual intercourse, uncovered nakedness. The immediate meaning relates to family integrity, the thread on which your family members are strung as jewels in the relationship of husband and wife as one flesh. Genesis 1:24. The laws set forth here were not arbitrary. They clearly reflected the essential created character of marriage and family relationships. Secondly, at least two types are made clear in looking toward the new covenant. One is that Israel is understood as the wife of God and thus as a type of church, as the bride of Christ. The second is that the earthly husband and wife were also a type of Christ and the church. The relationship between Christ and his people is a substantial union, a union of our human nature with his resurrected and glorified human nature. This is not merely a moral union, a kind of pleasant fellowship with Christ. Baptism into Christ produces a dynamic union of substance with him. This relationship must be guarded and nurtured with the utmost care. The union must not be corrupted by adding to it that which is foreign. One cannot have commitment to a union with both God and the world and its attachments, as Christ said. You cannot serve God and mammon. Matthew 6:24. Nothing should be introduced into the relationship of oneness that would in any way profane it or make it common. 19:1-3. The repeated formula, you shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. It is of vital importance. First, this is the point of this whole law. That God is holy does not mean he is a rule keeper or enforcer. There is no legalism with God. Israel was to be what he is, his people. Where to be holy, he is rule keeping, was not the end in view, being like God was. This is also the goal of the new covenant. However, in the new covenant, things are seen more clearly because Jesus Christ is the supreme definition of holiness. This huge difference in the understanding of the law was the source of great conflict between the scribes and the Pharisees and Jesus. He was holy. They were rule keepers who had lost the rule giver and thereby lost your holiness. The expression, I'm the Lord your God, or I'm the Lord their God, appears approximately 50 times in Leviticus. The I am is of critical importance. It is the absolute foundation of the covenant treaty formula used here. Everything in the relationship between God and Israel depended on it. It identified the old covenant marker. The I am identified him uniquely as God. At the burning bush, the Lord introduced himself to Moses as the I am. Exodus 3:6 and 14. In John 8:58, the identity of the speaker in Leviticus is made known to be Jesus, who says to the Jews, most assuredly, I say to you, before Abraham was, I am. He is the Son and the Word of God, one of the three persons of the all holy Trinity. Hold on just a minute. and be right back.